Hello, dear honorable students. Hope you're all doing well. So this is the 8th session of our DET prep class or Duolingo English test preparation class. And welcome to this session. Okay, guys, before moving to the new topic, before moving to the new question type that we're going to cover for today's session, let's have a recap to the previous question types that we have learned and we've spoken about them. We will recap them very fast, okay? So let's come from the beginning. So as you know, the first question type that we have spoken about, that was read and complete. So there was a paragraph and you were supposed to complete the paragraph, not the words, but the letters. It means there were some words and some letters were missing and you were supposed to complete those gaps or those letters. And the next question type that we have spoken about, that was read and select. In read and select question types, you were supposed to select the real English words, okay? There were different kinds of English words. Okay, so as I told you, in the read and select questions, there were a couple of words. And you just select the real English words. That's it. So according to the new changes, there are not just words. Sometimes there are some phrases also, but you are supposed to use, you're supposed to select the words only, because the question says that you just choose the real English words. So just stick to the words, and the words that you think that they're not real in English, just ignore them and don't select them. The next question type was listen and type. In listen and type questions, they were saying a statement, a sentence, and there was a box and you were supposed to write that, okay? Okay, so this question particularly asks you to write on the box, okay? They just tell you a statement and then they ask you to write it on the box, okay? And then we move on to the read aloud question type. In the read aloud question type, they ask you to read the statements. They give you some statements and they just ask you to record yourself saying the statement. And in this question, they were just, they measure your pronunciation particularly, and it goes to the sub-score of comprehension and conversation. The next question type was write about the photos. So this was the we have spoken about this question type on the last session. There is a photo and you're supposed to talk about that photo. That's it. Yesterday we have spoken about this, how to begin, how to, for example, write about it, because you have just 1 minute to write about it. And this question type particularly goes to the sub-score of literacy and production. So I told you that concentrate on the photo, write as much as you can, okay? The first statement should be a general statement, whether it's in present simple or present continuous. And the second statement should talk about the action that people or things, or how are the things located in the photo, what are the people doing. So these were the things that we have spoken about. And the last question type that we have covered, that was speak about the photo. So they give you a photo and they ask you to speak about that photo for 90 seconds. Okay, so minimum you should talk about the photo for 30 seconds. At least for 30 seconds you should talk about a photo. But maximum you have 1 minute and 30 seconds, means 90 seconds to talk about the photo. And if you want to get a good score, and if you want to just shine in this question, so particularly it's really good for you to talk for 90 seconds. That's it. And in today's session, we particularly move on to read then write. Okay, guys, on the last session, as I told you, we have covered different question types, and the last one was to speak about the photo. So particularly in this session, we are going to focus in this question type, which says read then write. So particularly, this is the question type that we are going to cover. In the question type of read then write, the descriptions says that read then write asks you to write about the topic for 5 minutes. They give you a topic and they ask you to write about the topic for 5 minutes. And for this question type, you will read a written prompt, then you will respond in writing with at least 50 words. And the direction for this question will appear when the timer begins. Guys, particularly for this question type, they will give you a topic. Okay, they will give you even a situation, and they will ask you to write about that prompt or about that topic for 50 words at least. For 50 words, and you have just 5 minutes for that. So, particularly according to SABA scores, this question type goes to the SABA score of literacy and production. It means if you do well in this question type, your literacy and production score will increase. And that's it. You have 5 minutes for this question, and worth mentioning that you don't have any time for preparing for this question, okay? For example, on the previous question type, you had around 20 seconds to prepare for speaking about that prompt. But for writing about this prompt, you don't have even 1 second to prepare for that. So directly when this question appears, the time counts down from 5 minutes. It means you don't have any extra time for thinking or outlining or anything else. Just directly you should start answering this question. So that's it. Here is the title. Write about the topic below for 5 minutes. That's it. And then when you have written, and however, you have 5 minutes, okay, to write about the prompt that they gave you. But after 3 minutes, this button lights up. Continue after 3 minutes. So this button lights up and you can click on next. But I suggest you that please don't do that, okay? And use all that 5 minutes. You try to use all that 5 minutes and write as much as possible. At least you should write for 50 words. So particularly, let's go to the tips and tricks of the official guidebook. Then after that, I'm also going to give you some tips and strategies for answering particularly this question type. So the first category of tips goes to interacting with the question, how to interact with the question or how to do good at this question. The first step says you will be able to see the question as you write if you need inspiration to write more. So that's it. It means the question will not disappear. You have the box on the right side to type your answer, and you have the prompt on the left side also. So don't be worried about it. You will not lose the question, or the question will not disappear. The prompt will not disappear, and you will have the prompt all the time. And then that's it. You have the prompt all the time, so don't be worried about it. The next step that we have here, it says your word counts will appear below the text box, and you will not be able to click next until you have written at least 50 words. So yeah, exactly. If you don't write at least 50 words, the next button will not light up, and you will not be able to click on next and go to the next question. And if you don't write, even if that is 50 words or anything it is, if you don't write for 5 minutes, so automatically the question will move on. But if you write about 50 words, or that takes around 3 minutes, the next button will light up, and you can move on to the next question. But I suggest you that please don't do that, and use all the time you have and try to just write as much as possible, write as much as you can. And the last tip for interacting with the question says, proofread carefully. Do not click next until you have checked your response and are ready to submit. That's it, guys. Particularly when you are writing, maybe you think with yourself that, teacher, if I make some small mistakes like in commas, in punctuations, in capitalizations, in clauses, or in spelling or anything else, will they count it? And the answer is exactly yes. Even if you don't use the commas very well, even if you don't put a period at the end of a statement, even if you don't capitalize the first letter of a statement, it will decrease your score. Even tiny mistakes are counted in this writing, because this is a very short writing that's just for 5 minutes, and in this 5 minutes, beside the content, they really concentrate on language use. When I say language use, I mean grammar, vocabulary, punctuation, capitalization. These things are considered. So don't think with yourself that maybe if I have a spelling problem or a capitalization problem, they will not count it. Exactly, they will count. So keep in mind this. So let's move on to responding to the question tips. The first tip says, use all of the time you have to make sure your response is the best it can be. That's it. Please use all of the time you have. So this is the suggestion that I am telling you many times. That's don't move on to the next question for 3 minutes. Don't think that if you, for example, complete it in 3 minutes, they will give you a good score. No, it's not that way. It means finishing the question just for 3 minutes does not indicate that you're going to get a good score. No. And here the time is not the matter. If you finish it earlier or if you finish it, for example, later, it doesn't matter. Just when they give you 5 minutes, use all the 5 minutes. And then write as much as you can, as long as you are using English effectively and it is relevant to the topic. That really, really works. And the last tip says, use writing based practices to help you develop your response. And general tips at the beginning of this section that we have covered, they really, really help. So guys, these were just 2-3 very basic and simple tips that the official guidebooks book provides for you. So let's move on to some other tips that I want to tell you. Particularly, let me zoom it in. Okay. This is the prompt. Let's see it. It says artists and scientists both benefit society. Compare the contributions of artists and scientists. Which type of contribution do you think is valued more in your culture? Give examples. Very nice prompt. Artists and scientists, two categories of people in society. Artists are busy in artistic things like drawing, like painting, like music, like a lot of other things that are, for example, connected to art. But scientists are other group of people that they basically do scientific works, they discover things, they make things, they research about things. So these category of people are called scientists. The prompt exactly says that compare the contributions of artists and scientists. And particularly in your culture, which type of contribution is valued? The contribution of scientists, the contribution that scientists make, or the contribution that artists make? Which one is really valued in your culture? And particularly or specifically give some examples. So guys, this is the prompt. So I have just recapped the prompt so much to concentrate that when you are on the real test day, so please read the prompt correctly. Okay, and try to discover all the things that is inside the prompt, because understanding the prompt leads to a better answer. So if you understand the prompt correctly, you will also be able to write correctly. That's it. Guys, let me tell you some tips for this part. When you started writing, because you don't have any time, even 1 second, to prepare for this writing, so immediately you should start writing. So the prompts are clear. Most of the time the prompts are the way that, like you are seeing in the screen right now. Most of the time the prompts are designed this way. So I suggest you that start to write an academic paragraph, okay? Writing an academic paragraph in 5 minutes, it's exactly possible. So try to write an academic paragraph. I'm sure most of you know about an academic paragraph. Let me recap things about an academic paragraph. What is exactly an academic paragraph? As you know, academic paragraph is a paragraph which includes or has particularly three major points. The first one, introduction paragraph or introduction sentence, or particularly it's a paragraph, I'm sorry. Particularly it's a paragraph has an introduction sentence, or basically it's a topic sentence, okay? And then it has supporting and detailed statements, and finally conclusion. Okay, these are three basic categories that are inside a paragraph. Okay, the topic sentence, which is mostly the main idea, which is mostly the core value of the paragraph. Then some supporting statements with examples and details, and finally conclusion. That's it. So if you write and organize your paragraph this way, exactly you will get a good score. For example, write the first sentence as an introductory sentence or as a topic sentence. So the first sentence of your paragraph is going to be your topic sentence, and in the topic sentence you will explore the main idea of the paragraph. You will write the main idea of the paragraph. So particularly decide about the answer which you want to provide, and provide that answer exactly on the topic sentence. For example, which type of contribution do you think is valued more in your culture? Give examples. So, as you say, you can start like this. As I live in Afghanistan and there are lots of scientists and artists in my country, particularly the contribution of scientists are more valued in our culture. Comma, because we are a religious culture and we don't depend mostly in some parts of artists like music and other things. So this is, for example, okay for our culture, even if it's not, for example, just sticking to your idea. It's unfortunately it is in our culture. So you can contribute this, okay, and also you can provide your own opinion. For example, you can particularly tell that, in my opinion, the contribution of both artists and scientists are really, really valuable in a society, because music, arts, and other things are really, really important in a society. They can explore things, or they can do things that others can't, or other fields can't. And scientists are also valuable in a society because they do a lot of great things to improve the society. So you can provide your own opinion about it. So the first one, as I told you, that is the topic sentence. Write your topic sentence, and in this topic sentence, particularly provide or tell your answer. Specifically, the question which says, which type of contribution do you think is valued more in your culture? And give examples. So leave giving examples, particularly on the topic sentence. Answer this question. Which type of contribution do you think is valued more in your culture? Exactly, and particularly write the kind of contribution about artists and scientists in your culture, in Afghanistan's culture. So write it on the topic sentence, and topic sentence is the main idea of your paragraph. That's it. Guys, after the topic sentence, you can start to write your supporting statements. Guys, supporting statements are really good. They're really important. So let me tell you how to dig into these supporting statements. When you are writing a topic sentence, please just open-handed, okay? When I say open-handed, I mean that please do it in a way, or write the topic sentence in a way that it lets you to write more. For example, you say that, I think the contribution, or particularly the contribution of artists in our culture, is not valued because of these two reasons. And scientists are valued because of these two reasons. And this is, for example, the first statement that you say. And when you say because of these two reasons, or because of these two important reasons, use from adjectives to make your statement much more interesting. So because of these two important reasons. So when you say these two important reasons, it means that you are just opening your way to write the first reason and the second reason in the next statements. And this leads to an extended paragraph and to a very well-developed paragraph. That's it. So particularly after the topic sentence, you're supposed to write your supporting statement. What is a supporting statement? A supporting statement is particularly a statement or a sentence which talks about the topic sentence. Okay? The topic sentence is the first sentence in a paragraph. It talks. Okay. Particularly, I want to tell you that topic sentence is the first sentence in a paragraph. it contains the main idea of the paragraph, and in this question, particularly in the Duolingo test, you should provide specifically your answer on the topic sentence or on the first sentence of the paragraph. Then after the topic sentence, you write the first supporting sentence. A supporting sentence is a sentence which talks about topic sentence, which supports the topic sentence. That's it. For example, you say, our tests are not so much valued in our culture because of these two reasons. So that's it. You say, first reason is our culture is a religious culture and some of the artistic works are banned in our religious culture. So this is a statement which is, for example, the second statement, and it is talking about the topic sentence, or it is providing the first reason which you said that you are going to write and on the topic sentence. That's it. Supporting sentence talks about the topic sentence or supports the topic sentence. And after supporting statement or after supporting sentence, you have detail. Guys, please understand that there is a difference between supporting sentence and detail. Supporting sentence and detail are not the same. Okay, most of you maybe think, and most of the teachers I have seen, that they are saying that, okay, after topic sentence, try to write some supporting and details, and they're saying it in a way that you think that supporting sentence and details are the same. No, supporting sentence and details are not the same. Supporting sentence is a broader, a more general statement than detail. The supporting statement talks about a topic sentence. But what is a detail? A detail is specifically an example. It is specifically a statistic, a fact, which is talking about the supporting statement. Okay? For example, you say on the topic sentence, scientists are valued in my culture or in our culture very much because of these two reasons. The first reason is that scientists do a lot of great things and inventions in a society. For example, there is a very intelligent engineer in Afghanistan by the name of blah blah, and for example, he had made a car and blah blah things. Okay, this is a particular example which shows a scientist has done something, and this is a detail. This is called a detail. Why? Because this detail is particularly talking about the supporting sentence, and that supporting sentence is particularly talking about the topic sentence. So that's it. They are connected like a chain. Topic sentence and supporting sentence connects with the topic sentence. Detail connects with the supporting sentence. And then after the detail, you have another supporting sentence. Because on the topic sentence, you said that they are valued in our country because of these two reasons. Okay? So you can say, for example, firstly, blah, blah, this is the reason, and with the detail and examples, okay? And secondly, this is the reason. And again, example with statistics or other facts. And finally, after doing the supporting statements and details, you can write a concluding sentence. And writing a concluding sentence is very easy. Why do I say it's easy? Because in a concluding sentence, it's just recapping, it's just paraphrasing the topic sentence. What you have said or what you have written on the topic sentence, just recap that on the concluding sentence. That's it. Very simple. Just use a phrase or use a phrase which indicates that you are writing a concluding sentence, and then recap the main idea or recap the topic sentence. That's a perfect concluding sentence. For example, you can say this. To sum up, okay? To sum up, scientists and artists are both valued in our culture. So that's really good, okay? You're just recapping the main thing. So that's it. Concluding sentence is just recapping the topic sentence. That's it. Guys, in my presentation process, I'm sure you got your answer. That if you write around 6 to 7 sentences, okay? You exactly know what to say in every sentence, okay? And for example, how to connect them together, and exactly you will get a good score this way. So, right, how many sentences you should write for responding to particularly to this question? The first sentence, topic sentence. After that, one supporting sentence. After that, one detail, okay? And again, the second supporting sentence and a second detail. And finally, conclusion. At least 6 sentences. So if you write 6 statements or 6 sentences for in the response of this question, and your statements be, for example, not just simple, compound and complex, exactly, you will get a very good score. Okay, as I told you in the previous sessions, that please don't use only the simple statements. Simple statements are really childish. If you say, for example, scientists are valued in my country. This is a simple statement because it has just one subject and one verb. This is a simple statement, and it's really, for example, very basic, and you will not get a good score for that. But if you say a compound sentence, I'm sure you know, a compound sentence is when you just join 2 simple statements with conjunctions. Oh, that's it, a compound sentence. And even more than compound sentence, the complex sentence are valued. The complex sentences are in a way that you just connect more than 2 or 3 sentences by commas. Okay, that is called a complex sentence. So if you can, and if possible to, when you are practicing with yourself, please just practice writing compound and complex statements. And exactly for this question, at least try to practice and write 6 statements for this question. So writing 6 statements, it will definitely be more than 50 words, and it will definitely contribute to a very good score. So that's it, guys. This was the question of read then write. So it goes to the category of literacy and production, and there is the prompt. On the left side you have the prompt, on the right side you have the box to write about it, and that's it. All the things about read then write. And duration is just 5 minutes. We have covered the tips, we have covered the tricks and strategies for this question particularly, so let's move on. Guys, let's move on and talk about the next question type, which is read, then speak. And then I'll come to your questions particularly. So let's move on. Read, then speak. What do they ask you to do in this question type? Particularly when they ask you to read, then speak, means that there are some questions and you're required to talk about it. Guys, the same thing, these questions are quite the same. Why I'm saying that they are quite the same? Because on the first question type, which I told you for this session, they ask you to write about a prompt. And in this question type, they ask you to talk about a prompt. So if you see that, it's in fact the same thing. They want your ideas. On that question type, you type your ideas. In this question type, you say your ideas. That's it. This is just, the difference is in typing and presenting. So that's it. It means the same structure, the same strategies can help. Okay? But there are some differences, and let's look at them. Directions says that read then speak asks you to speak about the topic below for 90 seconds. So you have 90 seconds to talk about it, the topics they provide you. And for this question type, you will see a written prompt, and you will speak your response to this prompt for at least 30 seconds. And the directions will appear on for 20 seconds before the timer begins. So for this question, you have 20 seconds to prepare, to present or to speak. But in this question type, which is read then write, you don't have even 1 second to be ready or to just make an outline or be ready for writing. You immediately start writing. But for speaking, you have 20 seconds before the timer begins. You have 20 seconds to think about it and just organize your ideas. Particularly, this question type goes to the category of conversation, to the subscores, okay? To the subscores category of conversation and production. What does it mean? It means that if you do well in this question exactly, your conversation and production score on the results of the test will increase, okay? Your production and conversations score will definitely increase if you do well in this question type. So minimum, you should talk about 30 seconds. Maximum, you have 1.5 minutes, around 90 seconds. You have 90 seconds to talk. So again, the same strategies, the same techniques. Please, it's okay that they give you that, for example, if you talk about 30 seconds, the continue button will light up, and you will be able to continue and to just move on to the next question. But please don't do that, because speaking just for 30 seconds indicates that you are not good at speaking, because you just spoken at the amount of time that they provided for just weak candidates. If you speak just for 30 seconds, the raters will think that, okay, he or she is not a very well-developed speaker, and they don't have, for example, good qualities. So particularly, it's really good to speak for all that 90 seconds. Okay, organize your thoughts, organize your ideas, and try to just talk about that 90 seconds. Guys, that's it. Here we have around 4 questions, and I think responding to this question, or talking about this question, is quite easier. Why it's considered quite easier? Because you have around 4 questions, and even if you talk about every question for around 15 to 20 to 25 or 30 seconds, so that's it. You will, for example, get a very good score at this. So let's go for some tips and tricks that the official guidebook provides, and then I'll also add some tips and tricks. So that's it. You have the topic here. Speak about the topic for below for 90 seconds. For example, the topic says, talk about your favorite restaurant. Where is it? What type of food does it serve? How often do you go there? And why is it your favorite? Yeah, 4 questions, and even you can talk about one of these questions for 90 seconds. Where is it? Just turn around this question and answer it. And what type of food does it serve? Yeah, just turning around this particular question will lead you to speak a lot of words. So what type of foods does it serve? You can say they serve both Afghanistan's food and foreign food. I like, for example, this special dish. I don't like that one. They serve this way. They serve that way. The restaurant is beautiful. Is not beautiful. You have a lot of things to say. So please don't stick during your speaking. Okay, even if you forgot some phrases and vocabulary, just move on. Okay, stopping in the middle of speaking will definitely affect you negatively. But moving on, even if you made a mistake, moving on will not affect so badly or so negatively. But stopping during your speaking will exactly affect negatively. Okay, for example, if you started speaking and say, okay, the location of the restaurant is, for example, near our school, and just you stop and don't have anything else to say, and it will definitely affect your score negatively. Don't stop. Okay, just even if you made a mistake, even if you realize that you made a mistake, don't stop, just move on. Okay, ignore the mistake. Okay, let's move on to some tips for this question, particularly tips. The first one is interacting with the question. The second one is responding to the question. In interacting to the question, they just want to teach you or tell you how to interact with this question, or how to do good at this question particularly. So let's go. Take your time to read the question carefully and start thinking about your response before the test advances to the recording screen, and you will still be able to see the question as you speak your response. So that's it. Don't worry about it. You still have the questions, and having the questions, it's really good, because you can just move on to talk for 20 seconds or less than 20 seconds or more than 20 seconds about the first question, then the second one, then the third one, and finally the fourth question. So particularly for responding to the question, they provide you 2 tips or 2 strategies. The first tip says, speak naturally and clearly and use varied words and structures. Exactly. Every word in this sentence narrates a story. The first one, naturally and clearly. What do they mean by this? When they say naturally and clearly, they want to tell you that don't speak so fast and don't speak so slow. Unfortunately, most of the candidates, most of the students think that if you speak faster, your fluency is good. No, it's not this way. Speaking faster does not indicate your fluency is good. Okay? I'm sure you have many friends, even many teachers, that they speak so fast to show that their English is really good. But it's not that way, okay? speaking faster does not indicate that your fluency is good. If you speak fast and the readers don't understand what you are saying, exactly, you will not get a good score. Yeah? Even if you speak so fast. So speak fast, no matters. But if they don't understand you, if the machine does not understand you, okay, they will definitely give you a very low score. And also, on the same time, vice versa, speaking very slowly is not a good thing. Just saying word by word. Speak naturally and clearly, and this is really boring, and it will also decrease your score. But the best way of speaking is just speaking normally, okay? When you normally speak in your own language to someone, speak English in that way, just very normally, okay? Speak naturally and clearly and use varied words and structures, just very normal. That's it. And the second part of this tip says varied words and structures. So what do they mean by varied words? So when they want to say varied words, it means that they want you to use from academic vocabulary. Don't use just very small or very simple vocabulary, very childish vocabulary. No, just try to use a little bit advanced vocabularies and try to understand where to use the vocabularies, okay? If you use just a word because it is academic, it does not indicate that you will get a good score, okay? Because every word, every vocabulary in English, they have their specific places to use. So don't just use a word even if you don't know don't use a word if you don't know the meaning, if you don't know exactly where to use that word or that vocabulary. So please don't use that. Maybe it will affect you negatively, okay? Just for doing well, it's better to memorize academic words, okay? To memorize good words before going to the test, okay? For example, I suggest you that memorize at least 5 new academic vocabulary every single day. Memorizing 5 words or 5 new vocabulary each day is not a big difficulty. It's not a very big deal. It's very, very simple, but it needs organization. It needs discipline, okay? Just have a notebook and write down every day, write down 5 words. And writing down 5 words and memorizing it is very easy. You can do it when you are walking. You can do it when you are in a metro, when you are in for example, switching between classes, you are traveling something, you are walking somewhere. Memorizing new vocabulary is very easy, but it needs discipline. Try to have that discipline. Try to memorize vocabularies before the test, okay? Before going to the test day. On the test day, don't use a very new word that you have never used before, because it will maybe it will affect you negatively, okay? Just do it beforehand. And I suggest all of you to, let me tell you, to use or to memorize AWL list. Okay, AWL means academic word list. Just Google it. Write in the Google that academic word list PDF. Just they will provide you a PDF. There are a lot of academic words that they will help you both in TOEFL, in Duolingo, and in IELTS. You will see all in all the tests, everywhere in the test you will see it. Even it will help you in the ACT reading part. Yeah. Guys, exactly, if you just memorize the academic word list, that's really crucial, particularly in TOEFL and ACT, the English part. It really, really helps, because in the ACT test particularly, there are very difficult words. Yeah, I have had a mock test a few days ago, and that was really difficult. They have really difficult, very, very, very advanced vocabulary, okay? They have very, very advanced passages, even much more difficult than TOEFL. Because they use, for example, if you read a statement, if you read a sentence, and in that sentence, if you don't know 1 or 2 words, that's still good, because the sentence makes sense and you will understand what is going on in the sentence. But if you read a sentence which you know just 1 or 2 words and the rest of the words you don't know, that will be tough, because you will not understand what's going on in the sentence. So vocabulary is really crucial, both for the SAT, for TOEFL, for Duolingo, particularly for Duolingo. In your speaking, that's good. In the reading of Duolingo, they do not bring a lot of very professional words. Yeah, I have just had the test many times. I've just had the mock test, and they just they don't have very, very professional words, okay? In Duolingo and the reading part, they don't have very professional words. But in speaking and writing, they want you to use very professional and academic words. But in TOEFL's reading and in the ACT's reading, Yeah, they have very professional and develop in very academic words. So that's really, really safe to memorize all the academic word list before entering any of these tests. So let's move on. And the last word in this tip is structures. Okay, structures again goes to the category of sentences. Okay, don't use the simple sentences only. Use from the compound and complex sentence also. And the next step says make sure you have answered all of the components of the question to the question. Yeah, exactly. For example, here are 4 components. Where is it? What type of food does it serve? How often do you, for example, go there? And why is it your favorite? Okay, so that's it. Guys, just try to answer all of these prompts, okay? Don't leave them, leave any of them even. Guys, let me just dig to this question particularly, and we have around 15 minutes more, so wait a bit. Okay, so let's move on. I'll talk about this, some other tips and tricks for this question, and then I'll move on to your questions. So we will practice these 2 question types on the group exactly, okay? So on the subgroup, which is just for practice, you are free to talk to each other, to text to each other, to ask questions, to respond to each other, but with respect and with considering a classroom, okay? Just considering a classroom environment, you can just chat with each other and ask each other's questions and even provide some examples. You can practice with each other. You're allowed to do that. Okay, so particularly, let me dig into this. How to respond. Here it says, where is it? Let's talk a little bit about it. For example, it says, talk about your favorite restaurant. Where is it? So how to start? The first thing which you start is by talking about the name of the restaurant. And please expand your speaking. Don't just answer them word by word. Where is its location? Talk about your favorite restaurant. Don't speak this way. My favorite restaurant is Slice Restaurant. Where is it? It's in front of my school. What type of food does it serve? It serves Afghanistan's food and some Korean foods. How often do you go there? I go there maybe once in a month. Why it is your favorite restaurant? Because it's very beautiful and near to my school. That's it. This is the toughest answer you can give. But particularly you gave all the answers. But this kind of answer will not help you get a good score because they don't ask for words. They're not so interested on your restaurant to know just the name of the restaurant or where is the location. They want to check your speaking. That's why try to expand it. Okay? Talk more about it. Okay? Let's do this way. For example, talk about your favorite restaurant and where is it? Okay, you can say this. My most favorite restaurant, which I mostly go there and like to be there most of the time with my family, is Slice Restaurant. Okay, I just didn't give the name just. I said a lot of things before the name. My most favorite restaurant, which I like the most and mostly I go with my family there, is Slice Restaurant. So that's it. A very expanded sentence. Okay? Where is it? This restaurant has many branches in Kabul city, but particularly one of their branch is in front of Habibia High School, which is my school, and I have been there for around 12 years of my school, and particularly one of the branches of Slice Restaurant is in front of my school. So that's it. I've expanded this, okay? I didn't just exactly say that, yeah, the Slice Restaurant is in Kartachar in front of Habibi High School. So that's it. No, that was not just way. I have expanded, yeah, that's there. They have a lot of branches in Kabul, but one of the branches is in front of my school. That's why it's very convenient for me to commute there and to go there. So that's it. I just didn't provided just the location. I have expanded, okay? And you're also required to expand the answer. And then, the next part, for example, what type of food does it serve? How often do you go there? Why is it your favorite? To do the same thing. When they ask you what type of food does it serve, don't just say this kind of food. Or how often do you go there? Don't just say, for example, once in a week or once in a month. Don't say this. You can, how often do you go there? Or why is it your favorite restaurant? Oh, okay. I love the Slice Restaurant because of many reasons. Okay, this is expanding your answer. Okay, it will let you to talk about 90 seconds, many reasons. So it means using the word many reasons will motivate you to tell at least 2-3 reasons, and telling 2-3 reasons will expand your speaking. It will just help you speak much more. Okay, I like this last restaurant for many reasons, or it is my favorite restaurant for many reasons. The first reason is that it's located in front of my school, and it was very convenient for me to go there. And the second reason is that it is a very beautiful restaurant. They have 2 floors. On the first floor, they have some chairs. There is a place for playing chess. There are some other place for other games also. On the second floor, near the window, there is a very beautiful table. From that table, you can have a look to the beautiful street of Kartichar, where there are a lot of other beautiful restaurants, and cars are just commuting from this street. And that's a very beautiful and interesting view in my opinion. So that's it. Why it's favorite? You have spoken so much. Okay, or they have a garden behind the restaurant, which they have set some tables on the garden, and when you go there, there is a fresh weather, there are beautiful flowers, and in the sunny weather you can go and you can just have a fun time with your friends. So that's it. Just for why it's your favorite, you can say a lot of things. This is the way you can motivate yourself to speak more. And guys, just that's it. Speak normally, naturally, with a normal pace. Provide reasons, provide examples to expand your speaking. That's it. Okay, guys, so we are done with these 2 question types, particularly the question type of read then speak and read then write. So the next question type is listen then speak, which listen then speak is quite the same like like read then speak. Just the difference is that in read then speak you have a written question, but in listen and speak there is a question that they read you the question, and then you are supposed to talk about the question. We will particularly talk about this question type for tomorrow, but for today's session we have just spoken about read then speak and about read then write. So that's it. That was the end of these 2 question types. So particularly if you have any question, you can raise your hands. We will put the practices for this question, for these question types on the group. And we have just 5 minutes remain from the class, and you have just 5 minutes for your questions. So if you have any question, please raise your hands. I'll give you time for your questions. Okay. Someone by the name of Salma. Do you have any question? Okay, I think she does not have any questions. So, Ruqya Hashimi. Bana Hashimi, if you have any question, you can ask me.
Hi, teacher. Hope you'll be fine.
Thank you. I'm fine. Thank you.
Teacher, my question is about read and speak. When we want to speak about this question, we must read the questions and then speak or not. We must not repeat the questions.
Okay. No. Please don't read these questions, okay? When, for example, there is a question, read then speak. In here. For example, what is it? Don't say, the question asks me where is the location of my favorite restaurant. The location of my favorite restaurant is in Kartichar. Don't do it this way. Okay? Don't recap the questions. Just directly go to the question. Go to the answers. Okay? Don't reread or recap the questions by your words. Okay. Hogay Stanek Zay. You're welcome. Bana Stanek Zay, if you have any question, you can tell me.
Hello, sir. Hope you're doing well.
Thank you.
I want to say, add me in practice group.
Okay, I'll definitely do that. Just leave a message for me. I'll definitely do that. You have any other question? Okay. Maybe I have not seen your message. When I have seen your message, I'll definitely add you to the group. Don't worry about it.
Thank
you. You're welcome. Someone by the name of M. Hosseini. You can ask your question.
Hello, sir. I hope you're doing well.
Hello.
So I have a question in the section of read and write.
Okay.
So we have to write for 5 minutes, and this in this section, how many words should we use there?
At least 50 words. More than 50 is much better, but at least 50 words. Yeah, I have your voice. At least 50 words.
50 words?
Yeah. If you write more than that, that's much better. If you write less than that, it will not lead to a good score. Okay, I hope you have gotten your answer. Okay, the next.
Okay, and in these 5 minutes,
okay, move on. Don't stop.
so does it have it means limitation of? Okay, so if you write more than 50 words, and how many words are we allowed to write about that?
As much as you can. As much as you can. There's not any limitation.
Cannot write more than that.
No, there is not any limitation.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Rahima Nabizada.
Yes, do you have my voice?
Yeah, I have it.
Good. So just I have a question regarding of speaking and writing. That when the question is like while we are going to answer the question, firstly we should paraphrase the answer about that the specific thing that they are asking, and then go to the main answer, or just we should truly go to the main answer.
It's really good. Yeah, it's really good to directly go to the answer. It's really good and safe to directly go to the answer.
So we just don't need to paraphrase.
Yeah. There is no need for recapping it. Okay. There is.
When they're asking tell me about your career interest, so just you should.
If you are saying it in a way that's, for example, about the location of my favorite restaurant, I want to say that the location is in blah blah place. That's okay. That can sound logical. But if you say the question asks me where is the location of my favorite restaurant and my answer is blah blah, this is not okay. This way is not good. But the best way is to directly talk about the answer. Don't just recap the question. Don't recap it. Okay, guys, it looks like it's the end of our session because the time's up. Okay. Okay, I'm having your question. So tell me your question, please.
Okay, the next question is about about speaking and writing academic writing. We should avoid the words that has a apostrophe that means missing a letter between the words. While writing, we should say I am or I am, or it's or it is. Like this, we should write down academic or just
Academic. Yeah, academic. Don't say I am. Say I am. Don't say he's. Say he is. Okay? Because being academic is much better. Okay? Don't just use from the contractions. Okay, so guys, it looks like it's the end of our session. So if the meeting ended, so I'm sorry for that. Because that's the end of this meeting. But until it was not, for example, just done, you can have your questions. Salma, Bono Salma, you have some questions, I think. Again, you have raised your hand.
Yes, teacher. I want to ask, these videos are recorded or no?
Yeah, it's recorded.
It means
Yeah.
tonight and
All the sessions are recorded. I'm going to send the links. Don't worry about it. Okay. Yeah, all the sessions are recorded. Don't be worried about it. Okay, and
Also share the source of vocabulary you have mentioned.
teacher, thanks.
okay, of course. I'll just have a search about it and I'll share the links or the PDF itself. So, Bona Nasreen, I think you have some questions. Okay, so it looks like she does not have any question. Okay, thank you so much for tuning into this class, and so hope you're doing well for the next sessions. For those who are watching us through YouTube, if you have any question, any other suggestions or things, you can write them down in the comments, and we will reach out to your comments and respond to them. Have a good day. Goodbye.